Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know as of recently I've been talking a lot about crankbaits and your medium diving crankbaits and your super skinny shallow water diving crankbaits, and continuing the trend in today's tackle talk, I want to discuss 0 to 4 foot or 0 to 5 foot diving shallow water square bill crankbaits. The reason for this is because I know it doesn't look like it. If you look outside, we probably still got that much ice on our lakes or snow everywhere, but pre-spawn is right around the corner and it's coming up. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it'll be here before you know it. So, with that said, square bill crankbaits, you can jump into such a deep rabbit hole when it comes to body styles, bait material like balsa, circuit board lips. There's just a million options out there when it comes to square bill crankbaits. So with that said, I like to keep my stuff fairly simple. I keep 3 categories of square bill crankbaits that dive from 4 to 5 foot that I think I can go anywhere in the country with and be successful with these. So as far as my first category goes, I'm going to talk about your oversized square bill. Not your giant square bill that some of you guys throw down south, but your step up from your 1.5. So your 2.0. Now this is a KVD 2.0 square bill compared to a KVD 1.5. You can tell a little smaller in the 1.5. Your 2.0 is a little bit bigger. Now I like throwing this oversized style square bill in the spring when those fish are looking for a little bit bigger meal before they go up there to spawn. This is a fantastic bait to do it with. You can see I have worn the paint off of this guy. Bunch of bite marks in it. Just a great bait. The other oversized square bill that I like to throw is a little bit more expensive. It's the Megabass S-Crank 1.5. I know it says 1.5 on the Megabass website, or just this bait is labeled as a 1.5, but it is a lot bigger profile than your standard 1.5. I mean, just a bigger, wider body, bigger profile, about the same length, but just a bigger profile. So that is the other one that I like to throw a lot in the oversized square bill lineup. Now, this is a Megabass 1.2. I'll mention this here. Compared to your 1.5 that I just talked about, this is a 1.2 version, a little bit smaller than your 1.5 in the Megabass lineup. But if you compare it to your standard 1.5, it's very, very similar. So your 1.2 in the Megabass crankbait, the S-Crank, is more like your 1.5. So with that said, the second category I want to talk about is your standard 1.5 size crankbait. Now, there's 3 different styles that I like to keep. You really only need 2, that being a silent version and a hard knocking version. The other one that I carry is, I mean, it's kind of in the middle. Very subtle rattle, not loud at all. This is the 6 Sense 50 or Crush 50, I believe. And it's a subtle rattle. You can hear that. Not overpowering at all whatsoever. Then you got your KVD 1.5 silent. I love throwing this bait in pressured fisheries. If you guys live on bodies of water that just get pounded, take a silent square bill and go out there and throw it. You'll be impressed with how many more bites you get. I threw this a lot last year, or this last season, and man, I got a lot more bites on a silent version than I did a rattling version. So that's the second style I like to throw. The last bait that I really, really like is made by Xcite baits. It's the XB1. I had an awesome tournament this year throwing this square bill, banging it off a dock post. This is a very, very loud, aggressive square bill. You can hear that rattle in there, but just an amazing bait. For whatever reason, they eat this thing up. So Xcite XB1, go check this one out. Fantastic 1.5 style square bill. Now, the last style of square bill crankbait that I will throw pretty frequently, actually, just because it's subtle and it gets a lot of bites, is your flat-sided style crankbait. Now, this is a Spro Little John. It's not, I mean, it's very, very similar in size, a little smaller than your 1.5, but very, very similar. Your Spro Little John, it's got a weird tungsten ball in it that makes a sound, but I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's a very soft sounding rattle. It's almost like a rubber ball in there is hitting the sides. Very odd, but a different vibration nonetheless that fish don't see. This is the only flat-sided Squarebill that I really own. I don't throw any like other crazy balsa flat sides. This is kind of my deal. Really, really cool color there. I think this is Western Chartreuse Blackback. Just a dull, matted down chartreuse with a black back. Really, really awesome bait. Catches a ton of fish. And the big ones really eat this bait. I don't know why, but they love this one. So with that said, those are the 3 categories of Squarebills in your standard 4 to 5 foot diving range that I carry. I don't carry a whole bunch, but as long as you have these 3 styles, you can go anywhere in the country and catch fish on it. As far as my rods go, Mojo Bass cranking rod, fantastic. Just your 7 foot or your 7'3" medium power cranking stick, great. This is a Lew's KVD Red Eye Shad Squarebill rod. It's a 7 foot medium power rod, a little bit stiffer, but great for your crankbaits in that 4 to 5 foot diving range that are around your 1.5 size. As far as reels go, 6-1 to 1, 6-4 to 1, 3 to 1, whatever. Something in your 6s so you can speed it up, slow it down. Nothing crazy there. As far as line size goes, 14, 15, maybe 16, sometimes 12. So anywhere from your 12 to like 15 range is what I personally throw Squarebills on 90% of the time. So if you guys like this video, drop a comment, like, subscribe, tell your buddies about it. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you on the next one.